Well, it took all day to get these new mics hooked up.
No comment.
Welcome to A Pair of Thoughts. Thanks for tuning in,
Yes.
and make sure at the end of the show that you hit that subscribe button. Please. We're very, very,
Yes,
very
please
grateful
do.
and thankful for those that have subscribed to our show. We
And
took
you
a
can
little,
also find the audio version of A Pair of Thoughts on all of the podcast platforms.
iHeart Radio, Pandora,
iTunes,
iTunes, Apple,
Amazon.
all of them. We'll
Mm.
put it in the comments or the descriptions. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about a hilarious topic. I think it's funny.
What?
Dating over 40.
Well, first of all, we always have to talk about what we're drinking.
I am Jack and ginger ale today.
No interstate vodka tonight.
No, not today. I don't have any today. But
Oh, nice.
I'll have it for the next show. I wanted to do a
Okay.
little bit of a whiskey tonight. I wanted like kind of a toned down, kind of a mellow, smoky vibe.
Nice.
And
But
whiskey
no
does
smoke.
that. What are you drinking?
Are you about to blow smoke up somebody with this topic?
Oh, no, I'm about to tell people don't blow smoke up other people's asses. How about that? Does that work?
Okay. Okay, that works. That works.
Don't blow the smoke up.
So,
Oh,
yeah, we've been talking about this with different people and just hearing about different people's experiences, but dating over 40.
it's definitely a challenge.
Yes. I would love to hear how it's going for you.
I haven't started.
Oh, okay.
But that's because I have all these like hangups.
Like what kind of hangups?
I don't want to be bothered.
That's a big major hangup to have when you're dating or trying to date over 40.
Don't want to compromise. I don't want to meet in the middle. I mean, I think I have to though. Like, I'm just like, I have a list of things that I have to keep in mind when I do decide to start dating. Of like, you know, like being open,
Open
and
about,
being flexible,
okay.
open to
Give me
like
an
people's
example.
challenges. Like people over 40, we all have baggage. Everybody over 40 got some kind of baggage,
I
either
agree.
generational
Yeah.
trauma or bad relationship trauma, but everybody got some bags, some luggages.
Yes, I agree. Yes. Because with
And
every experience, you carry something to the next, right? Whether it's a lesson learned or a repeat.
right, exactly. So you have to be open to that. So like your picky list of like what it was in your 20s is not the same in your 40s. You have to be really adaptable. And
Okay, so what was your list in your 20s?
my list at 20s
You
was
really
like
didn't have a
no
list.
kids. Huh?
You really didn't really have a list, right?
I had a list. I just didn't necessarily follow all of it to my,
But you had a list. I don't
demise.
ever recall having a. Well, I guess I
It
had
was in
a
my
little
head.
list.
Everybody has a list in their head. Like you might like a bald guy or a guy with hair. You might like a short guy or a tall guy or a fit guy or a fat guy
You might
or
want
a
a guy
black
with a
guy
certain
or a
type of
white
job.
guy, or there's like all
Yeah.
these things. Everybody has a list in their
Yeah.
mind.
So how did your 20 list differ from your 40 list?
Well, so I'm
Like,
super
give me an
shallow.
example of like what's on your list now.
They have to have a job, or if they're retired, they have to have like a reasonable retirement package. Like I'm not.
So how would you know
I'm
that?
not
Because when you
taking care
first
of
meet
you with my
somebody, they're not going
pension.
to sit there and just go over their retirement package with you. So how would you know if they have a reasonable retirement package before you go too deep?
A visual inventory. You could do a visual inventory on people.
What's a visual inventory?
Like, what kind of car do you drive?
That doesn't mean you have a good retirement plan.
No, I'm saying those are like the basics to be able to have kind of a financial overview of somebody. And then later you get into the details. I ain't marrying a dude overnight.
Is it? Because in California, a lot of people are driving these expensive cars and
So then you
Still don't have a good
right, but when
retirement
you
plan.
go to dinner, you ask Crystal, "What do you do?" And then you're like, "What? So what's your plan for retirement?" And then you start having those conversations. But the first
Okay.
is the visual checklist, the visual
Okay.
financial
And the
checklist.
visual checklist is
What kind of car do you
clean
drive?
shoes. Are you
Clean.
a car
Oh,
hog?
I'm not driving nobody driving a Volkswagen Bug at 40.
Okay.
Now don't get played because they may have another car at home. But that would be the question that I would ask.
Okay.
Do you have medical insurance? Like, is their teeth taken care of? Like, visual, is the
Okay.
teeth nice? Because that means they have dental.
Okay.
Right?
So no missing teeth.
Are their lips
And the
black
teeth
and?
be slightly crooked.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Cricket, but not missing,
Like how
unless it's way
crooked?
back there. Because some
Like
people
two
take
teeth in front of
forever
each
to.
other, or
If they overlap a little bit, but that see that's one of those things that dropped off the list from 20 to 40. When you get
so
older, things happen to your teeth.
you willing to settle for some maybe some like railroad tracks that need to be readjusted, but not necessarily like newly laid railroad tracks.
Right. I don't need, as long as you're not chewing on gravel, right?
We've seen those before.
Are your gums healthy? Do you have healthy gums? Because that is a sign of disease. So are your gums
Okay.
healthy? Are
Okay.
Is your skin is it hydrated? Because that means even if you drink, you're not an alcoholic or a drug addict, right? It's like your skin's
Okay.
hydrated. So these are like visual things. How well maintained is your hair? Like, is it clean? You can do that. Like if a guy comes in, he got cornrows, I know he ain't an executive, right? But he may own a music station or something.
Why does it have to be music if he has cornrows?
I'm just like stereotyping right now, which I probably shouldn't do, but it's just it kind of goes in line with what we're talking about. Okay.
Because dreads are
Um,
the new thing. There's lots of people that have like dreads or cornrows that are actually professional people. If it's really neat. Now, if it's raggedy and you ain't got your hair refreshed and you look like you just got rolled out of bed
yeah,
and
but
or
I'm not
rolled on
even a
carpet.
cornrow type chick, so it wouldn't even go. I wouldn't even look at a dude with corn. It wouldn't even. They wouldn't even get a look. So that's already off the list.
Okay.
Physique. Do you take care of yourself? Now, I'm not expecting you to be chiseled at 40, but I'm expecting you to be lean, like healthy.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I'm not trying. I have a belly. I'm not trying to rub
What about a
bellies.
little pop belly?
I'm not trying to rub bellies. I already
What
have
about
a
pop
belly.
belly?
I have a belly. We don't need two bellies. Like if you eat a
Okay.
rib and then you rub your stomach after you eat, we're not dating.
What if it sticks out a little over the shirt?
a, Not a Dunlap, a tiny pop. Yes, a tiny pop. A tiny pop
Okay.
would do. Hmm?
Okay.
I can't do man boobs because I think men can still do push-ups until their later years. So the man boobs, like
I'm writing this
one of
stuff
us needs
down.
to wear
So
a bra.
if I'm looking down, it's because I'm writing this stuff down. Go ahead.
No, only one of us needs to wear a bra.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I find enough crumbs in the bed for my boobs. I don't need extras.
So you don't want to play flapjack.
Feet. Feet are a big deal. Do you take care of your feet?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, feet. Um, and that's just a
Wait,
visual.
how do you know that they take care of their feet? Because some people could have been a previous athlete. The feet could be a
But
little
those will come out at
messed up.
dinner, right? Those will come out at dinner. Those will come out.
Yeah.
I think at 40, I could love somebody from their head to their ankles. Depends.
Okay.
Okay. So after you do the visual, then you might, get a phone number and we'll talk on the phone. But if you're like a know-it-all negative Nancy and you like have no ability to think outside the box, that's a no go. I probably won't ever call you back. If you're a hater on things other people have, that means that you aren't you lack confidence. Um, if you've run through women like you do your underwear, that probably would be a no go. And so the conversation starts to happen over the phone, and then you start to kind of figure certain things out.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then like
Yeah.
yeah, like so that would be the first thing. And then if they're like talking to you about an ex-girlfriend that they can't get over. Oh, I hate when guys reference the bitch word for a woman. That is so disrespectful to me. I don't like that. I don't. So you probably wouldn't get a call back from me if you said that bitch, she
Do
got
you
my
ever use the N
kid
word?
and she didn't. Yeah, I
Do
do
you use the N word?
sometimes when I'm
Okay.
rapping, if I'm doing a rap song or if I'm being funny.
But you made a good point, though. I think listening to how a man speaks of his ex-wife or his previous, woman he's in a relationship with, if he talks down to her, then there could be some issues there on what he truly feels about women. Because you can end a relationship and still have respect for the other person.
Exactly. And I've been with people who don't have respect for women, and it's not, usually it's not like geared towards one woman, it's women in general. So, and then their how they love their, if you talk about your mom like she is God's gift to the world and you take care of your mother, that is a win for me. Because if you could take care of your mother, that means you love and respect women. That's a big deal, is family to me.
Yes. Okay, let me ask you this. So, what about? So, I was reading this article on readersdigest.com and it's called Over 40 question mark. Whatever you do, avoid these 9 mistakes. So, what about dating online?
No,
I know people who do, and I've heard some success
it's
stories. I
not for
think
me.
it's a person's preference.
Yeah, I agree. It's a person's preference, but I'm not an online person. I'm not swiping
Yeah.
left. I don't feel like all that. You get disappointed. I did maybe one or two dates online, and it was like,
What about using this one says using any old photos as your profile pic.
maybe like
If you are dating online, if you're dating online, using old photos as your profile pic.
whatever makes you feel confident. Like I wouldn't go back 5 years, but two, three, maybe. But I wouldn't do
Why?
my
Why so
best. I
far
wouldn't
back
do my
though?
best picture. I would do a picture of how I look if we were to go out. I wouldn't do my best
Okay.
because that's not me. I'm not always
Updating your mental checklist.
like mental checklists. Like for instance, I don't like negative people. So if I meet a negative person, that's not gonna work for me.
Rushing to jump back in.
Huh? Oh, to jump back into date? If you
Yeah.
did the work to figure out what it is that you want and what you're willing to tolerate, yeah, jump in. But make sure you kind of figure out like what you're not going to do again, what your lack of tolerance
Or
is.
make sure you're ready, that you've closed that door.
Mhm.
Don't open a door with the other one still. Don't open a new door when the other door is not fully closed because
Yeah,
that
exactly.
causes a lot of disappointment and grief for others.
Yeah.
What about following old fashioned etiquette? So, like, um, what's an old fashioned etiquette?
Like
Him
opening
opening
the
the
door.
door.
Hmm? I'm
Mm-hmm.
independent, so like opening the door, that would be you get an extra point, Marcus, because you opened the door. Like,
2 point for Marcus. Dinner was yummy.
so, like, if you
What
open
about?
the door or if you're walking down the street and they say walk on the inside of the street, these are just like additives, right? So, like, at the end of the night, when you do a tally, a total score, they may have a
But
higher score than
what
somebody
if
did do
what
it.
if you're at dinner? I give you the keys and say, "Go get the car. It's raining. I don't want to get wet."
I'll probably be Ubering home.
What about somebody saying yes too much?
Yes, too much. Yes, like no, have an opinion. And I like a manly man. So sometimes you need to tell me no. Because if you tell me yes too much, you might not make it to retirement.
Yeah. What about taking things too seriously?
I hate that. That's boring. You're like a Debbie Downer. Like it's not that serious. Like people be hating how they got a business. I know a ton of people got a business. Just because your business didn't succeed doesn't mean somebody else's isn't gonna. You're not like, dude. Okay, if your name's not Bill Gates, if it's not Elon Musk, if it's not the guy that owns Amazon, if it's not any of those people, then keep your opinion to yourself.
Why? Oh, I mean, there's a difference between you can have an opinion, but it's a difference when your opinion is too much and it's
Yeah, an
negative.
opinion could be like,
And
oh, like here's an opinion. Oh, that type of business could be challenging. because you know of these type of pitfalls. Nah, I ain't never heard nobody. It's not gonna work. Like there's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
I like more kind of an upbeat personality, and I love a guy that like pumps you up. Like where you're sitting
Hmm.
there, you're like, I don't know if I should take this job. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And they're like, you could be the best and do the best that you can do. Like I love those type dudes. I need a
Yeah.
cheerleader. I need a cheerleader.
Yes. Okay. So
And I
what's
don't
one
want
of
no
your biggest
breastfed boyfriend that's still getting milk from his mama. Is a thin line.
So, but what's your take about people, men, to dating over 40, dating men that were previously divorced, maybe still have kids that are young and have to have a relationship with the kid's parents,
I'm all about
the
community.
kid's mother?
I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me. I hope that they have a relationship with the kid's mother because that's better for the kids. That means that
Yeah.
you love your kids, not yourself. Because a lot of people
Hmm.
don't want to get involved with the ex because they don't want to make themselves uncomfortable. But when you have kids, your whole life is making yourself uncomfortable for the better good of themselves, for the kids.
Yes. But I'm saying you dating someone with kids that still have young kids. I guess, would you date someone with young
No,
kids or would they
I
have
have
to
an
be
age
like
limit.
grown?
No,
Like what's the
I
age
prefer
limit?
to date somebody with like one kid maybe in high school, but I prefer kids college and married. I'd rather not deal with smaller kids.
Hmm.
I've raised my
Grandkids?
kids. Grandkids for sure. Those are fun. Yeah, grandkids.
Okay.
Definitely. I have a grandson. Yeah, that'd be hypocritical.
I agree. Or when people say, "Oh, I would never date a woman with kids, but you got five."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then traveling, I love to travel. So I need somebody that's open mind and likes to explore.
So, some of your friends that have been dating over 40, what's some of the stories that they've told? Have anyone ever told you like a horror story or something you're like, "Oh no."
Well, so I've heard stories of so when men and women get older, we physically change, right? We don't have the stamina that we did younger. And so you get those horror stories where the stamina is not there. But they've got
Is
pills
that
and
a
shots and stuff
story?
for that. So,
Is that a horror story?
yeah, of people that just had a
When you
bad
say stamina, what are
experience.
you referring to?
Use your
Bedroom
imagination.
stamina?
Yeah, pretty. Use your imagination.
Oh, so you want somebody with
Break
stamina?
me off, show me, huh? I don't want.
So you're not looking for a cuddle buddy?
Well, the older I get, I prefer probably more cuddling than that. But when I have that, I'd like it to be an experience, memorable
Oh,
experience. You only have so many
okay,
years left of that anyway.
got it. Okay. So what's your number one like no no?
You don't have a retirement plan
Hmm.
because we're close to there, and you're not about to live off me, and I'm not about to keep working to support you. That's not going
You
to
know,
happen.
that's an interesting comment because a lot of men, when they get to a certain age, are looking for women that are already established and have it going on, and then they don't really date or care for you the way maybe maybe years ago. That's why I talked about like old school etiquette or whatever, right? So now it's kind of like, well, if I take you out a couple of times, you should be able to take me out. You make just as much because today women earn almost the same as what men earn, and most men who are successful are looking for other successful women. So that kind of takes away from that whole dating experience where you're gonna like take care of the woman. It's all about me versus us coming together and shifting and sharing and taking turns. What do you think about
Well,
that?
I think it's an equal balance. If our salaries are in line, there has to be a balance there. I pay, you pay. If their salary is significantly higher, then I need to pick up more duties like making sure you have food every day, making sure I take over like all of your scheduling and stuff and keeping trying to help eliminate any stress from your life. Like that would be so it would shift if you make significant like I'm not about to put myself in a financial hole, but I do want to meet somebody halfway. And if we're not on the same scale financially, there are other things that you can do to even the playing field, and I'm adaptable to that.
So if you're dating a man who is financially stable or even financially well off, and you're dating now, you've been dating for a year or so, is the expectation that he helps you with your bills?
That's between the two people, whatever they establish. I can take care of myself. If when you're with somebody and you see somebody struggling, you can pick up on signs like that. And it's the same for men and women. If you care about somebody, you're going to be able to notice instances where help is required. And I would expect that, you guys have each other's back either way, women or men.
Okay, I agree.
But I'll be hot dog on fish fried grease if you in a hole, I help you out, and then you pop up with some new shit. That's not popping for me. That's a no go.
Yeah.
I think it's give and take. You have to compromise. You have to meet in the middle. It's give and take.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so what about, like, since you're older, do you think that you should wait for sex until you're married when you're dating?
What do
I'm
you
never
mean?
marrying again, so that's never going to happen. I'd have to test the waters. It's not gonna. I'm
I
not.
think you should do that when you're younger, but once you've done it, I don't think you should just jump around, just sleep with everybody. No. Everybody you go out with, no, you don't want to be a thought. But I do think, you should be mature enough and old enough to make the right decision. That's best for you.
And then what do you? And then I think, like, when you get older, people tend to have elderly parents that require help. I'm definitely open to helping the elderly parents. Like, that's definitely something that I would for sure do, because I would want it in return.
What do you mean?
Like, say you date a guy and his mom's or dad's ill and they have to spend a lot of time taking care of the parent. I'm fine with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's because you have a
Some
good
people
heart.
aren't. Some people are attention whores and they want to make sure that they have all eyes on me all the time. And
Well,
it's
some
all
people are
about me.
attention whores with parents and children. Some
Oh,
people
most
don't like
definitely.
the fact that the person has kids and it's going to require them to spend time with them or have their attention. So they tend to lean the other way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, another thing with dating is I don't need your help with my kids. I don't need your help. I don't need your opinion. I don't
So
need your help.
what do you mean by that?
Stay,
Explain,
stay in your
elaborate.
lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I'm gonna stay in
Which
my
lane?
lane, and you stay in your lane.
So you take care of yours, keep yours, I'll keep my feedback to myself, and then I'll take care of mine.
Yep, exactly, exactly, for sure. Like, I don't think I would date. Yeah, I don't need your help. I don't. I'm not
What
looking for
about
a
doing
second.
stuff that you have in common? Because sometimes people find relationships based on the financial support, but really don't have much in common. How important is it to you to have something in common with that significant other
At this age, I need a lot of
or someone
boxes
that you're
ticked.
dating?
I need a lot of boxes ticked at this age. Like, I would prefer to date somebody that has kind of the same common interests as me.
Hmm.
But I'm also adjust. I can adjust to. I'm very eager to do different things. I'm not like, for instance, I'm not riding a Harley. I'm never getting on a bike. I'm not riding on the back of a bike. So if your dream is to have a woman with her hair blowing in the sunset while you riding on the beach, that's not. I'm not. That's not me.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. So we're not taking those Sunday rides. You can go by yourself. I'm fine with you going by yourself, but I won't be on it.
But what is this something that you like to do?
I like to golf. I
So
enjoy
what if
golf.
somebody doesn't want to golf?
That's fine. I golf by myself. I'm fine with doing stuff. I don't have to spend
Okay.
every waking moment. I like,
But what I'm
oh,
saying
that's a
is,
whole
if
nother
somebody
thing.
wants to be, what I'm saying, if somebody has a Harley and they want to ride their Harley, you don't have a problem with giving them a day or
Yeah,
two to go ride the Harley. You just won't be on the back. The same as if,
exactly.
okay, it's not like, oh, because you want me to ride on the Harley, me and you ain't never gonna be together.
No, no, I'm just about,
Okay.
and
Well, that's what you
golfing too.
just kind of insinuate.
No, I'm saying if you want, if your thing is to ride on the beach with a woman on the back, I'm not that woman. So don't, like, go by yourself, but don't get mad at me that I don't want to do
Yes.
that, or don't try to pressure me to do something that I'm not comfortable doing. Like, I'm not
Yes.
going to do a zip line. I'll watch, I'll videotape, but I don't like
Oh
heights.
no, I won't do. Mm-mm. I'm not falling out of the sky.
I'm not going to get on the helicopter. There's like some things I'm not going to do, but just be adaptable, because I would be the same with you. And I'm fine being in my own skin by myself.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, and when you travel, I hate when you go travel and somebody complains the entire trip.
So what advice do you give anybody that's kind of like recently single or got a divorce or whatever the case is, and what advice do you give them in
Don't
regards to
settle. Go for what you want.
getting their foot out there to at least dip their toe in the water?
I would say don't settle, but I would say be adaptable to like common sense type things. And
I,
be,
uh
go ahead.
I I would say be careful of the list though. I think you have some standard expectations, but you don't want to list so long and detailed that you miss the opportunity maybe for someone that is right for you. Because sometimes we put ourselves in a box and we miss great things because this is like a stringent list that I can't deviate from this checklist if they don't hit all the boxes. I think you got to be cautious on what your core values are,
Mm-hmm.
but you also have to be open to exploring and understanding people's backgrounds and people's whatever. But there's a couple of non-negotiables, right? But you can't have 20 non-negotiables. You may be able to have a core three non-negotiables,
Mm,
and
you
that
can
should
have
be
20, maybe
predicated
not
on.
50. You can have some 29. People
I
crazy,
I
girl. You
think
got to
that
take.
should be I think you should be predicated upon, where you see your life in the next 5 or 10
Yeah,
years, right? And I don't, because
definitely.
you don't want to waste time, but you get to a point where he got to have a six pack, he got to do this, he got to dress like this, he got to have hair like this. You're gonna miss out on a whole bunch of opportunities
Yep. Oh, I have
potentially if that's
one
what
more
you're looking for.
box. I have one more box. Hmm?
But
I have my home. You have your home. You're not taking over my home, and I'm not taking over your home. Respect that.
do they have to be a home owner?
At this age, I would prefer that. If you're not a homeowner, I
I
hope
know
you
a
have
bunch
a
of
whole bunch
guys
of
who are
stock or
very well
something.
off.
Yeah.
I know guys who are very well off as well as friends, male friends, of course, that I work with that are very well off that live in cities that doesn't make sense to purchase
Yeah.
a home because they'll never pay it off.
That makes sense, but their portfolio explains that.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
overall portfolio explains that. Yeah. I've got like really expensive taste jewelry and stuff. Like, no, I can't.
I ain't saying she no gold digger, but she ain't messing with no
No.
broke. Get down, girl. Go ahead. Get
Get
down.
down.
Get
Get
down,
down,
girl.
boo.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Get down. Anyway, I thought this was a really good topic. I hope that we can help some women over our age or guys over our age kind of like evaluate yourself before you get into the market. Like, oh, here's another thing. You too old to be playing games. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I
You
was
too
just about
old.
to say, lay it all on the table. What's the point of playing games? Either you dig me or you don't. I don't need to put a silhouette in front of you like I'm just this charming, amazing person and find out I got all kind of problems because we
All
all
kind of
have
problems and
issues.
all
So
kind of women.
there's nobody. Yes.
Like, who wants to have a conversation at 48 with another woman? Clean your shit up.
What you mean?
The games, clean your shit up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Be real about it. Be open. Be
Yes, I
free.
agree.
Enjoy
Yes,
life.
don't
It's
play
too
games.
short.
Just if you dating other people, say I'm dating other people. Say I have 5 women I'm seeing, but that doesn't mean that I won't give you
If you want to be
opportunity
on the
or so
roster,
at
I
least let me know.
yeah.
Hey, I'm going on a date tonight, so I'll be, whatever. So it's not this game of me calling you, sending me the voicemail. Just be,
Yeah.
yeah,
By the
over
way,
40,
I could
keep it
tell
real.
you've lost some weight. You looked really thin, and I'm looking puffy. So
Thank you. I'm
hook me
trying.
up on that diet plan because girl been a little chunky since COVID.
It's just called eating healthier. So no sugar, no meat, no pork, no dairy.
What do you eat? Celery?
There-
Carrots?
There's sugar-free alternatives. A lot of fish, chicken, organic chicken. Not
Organic,
quite where I need to be, but working on it.
organic chicken, like no hormones.
No hormones, no antibiotics. Yeah,
Thank you for
all that
my
great stuff.
thank you for my crystals.
Oh, speaking of which, I did get a new box in, and here's a quote from the last affirmation for letting go. I release all disease from my body and welcome health, love, and happiness into my life. That is the affirmation of this weekend. And I got some really cool stuff, but I don't have it with me right now, so I can't share it with y'all. But I'll share it on the next show.
And I love your what you got going on here.
Thank you. Yes.
It looks
Thank you.
great. It looks
Where
good.
are your beads? Where are your bracelets?
I don't have it on today, but I will
Okay.
tomorrow. I will tomorrow.
Nice.
Well, thanks
Nice.
everybody for tuning in. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and leave comments if
Yeah.
you like. If you want any more dating advice, feel free to talk to me or not.
Not yet. Let's test it out first and see where it goes.
Oh, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.